Hi. So you're hearing my feel free to sponsor diversity, equity, and inclusion, not exclusion in the schoolie life. So these were my seat covers. I kept all the leather. So I put the leather up, just kind of a makeshift window cover. I've deleted all of my windows except for three near my children's window on the bunk bed. Today I got this water filter, water Prima water dispenser. It's an old one, like over a decade old, which I think that's apropos because of the age of the bus. But so because it's in the front part, small space, so I opted to get this 3 gallon BPH free, although for an undisclosed amount of money. Okay, I'll say it was $25. Got when we got the bus in Indiana, I let the girls go to, it wasn't a Family Dollar, but a comparable store, and they got decor. This decor came from thrift store, thrift store, one thrift store. Not, but the very next day, I went into a thrift store, one that charges usually too much money, but it's in a nicer neighborhood, which like there's not equity in thrift storing because if I go to my old neighborhood, redlining, you end up with those products. And then on the other end of town, you end up with this. I also got some flexible flooring. This was $10 for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 12 to 13. There are a few other pieces that I left. I haven't put up because I don't know. I want to see what it feels like with the sunlight. These I got at the big box store because I like butterflies. I had them in other parts, but I was like, this part is ideal. This also at a thrift store, kind of like the dream catcher, which I'm kind of torn because of cultural appropriation. But my daughter, my youngest, has always wanted a chandelier. I thought, this is about as close as I'm going to pay for a chandelier. I try to keep my thrift store tag so I can remember how much I spent. I think this was like $2.99. And this is my one of the solar. This is a 6 pack. I'm not going to say the name unless we're sponsored. I taught some kiddos, not taught, but just kind of share it with some neighborhood kiddos about solar lights. So I hope to share more. I did this when the kitchen area was over here. These are actual tile. And then got this at the restore. My daughter wants to sit. She refuses to sit across or adjacent to the shower. Will the chairs to be in front of the kitchen area. This is the kitchen area under construction. I actually put this cover, which I got off the streets like months ago, and it's been in storage. It's been in my house, and I have the little cover in the front, the child lock. I ordered one on that company that Chris Smalls defeated with. Also got one these other type that go inside. I'm not quite sure how to add them, so that will be later. This is the shed shower that is right now a storage area. The toilet that is under all of that stuff. And the reason I come to you today at 1:51 is because there was a leak from my vent, which I sealed earlier today on the ceiling. And now at nighttime, when the sun has gone down, I pre-drilled, although I have the self-tapping. This thing, I always forget what it's called, but it makes like this circular hole that I think you can kind of like plug in later. These are my self-tapping screws that I got at that company that Chris Small, like just for my insulation, and this faux wall that I created months ago, which I didn't fully fill my wall. I just put it up and deleted my windows temporarily just to kind of get a feel for it. But I'll use like the 1 inch, not 1 inch. These are, what's the size? These are 8 by 1/2. And so the 8 by 1/2, so that I don't go through here, just kind of connect. But for my flooring, I've been using these. And these are, what size are these? Are these the 8x1s where I have 70 of these? I've also used these in my ceiling. I'm so excited when I got them because it's just so easy. Although I still pre-drill, so much easier process. So come join me as I spend my Saturday night, just me and my self-taught drill. Look at that. How exciting. Yeah. Uh-oh. Let's bring it up, Queen, because Queen just noticed something in her party time that we actually want to keep the board as close. Now, I left space because this stuff, I've been told it spreads. I didn't leave it against the wall, but this match with the bunk bed, the bottom part of the bunk bed. And yes, those are for the vinyl flooring, just to mallet them. This is my second mallet. Don't know where my other. So I left this space. I'm actually going to cover this space, leave it for spreading, but I'm going to cover it. I always try to dust or brush it off, which I have this wonderful, expensive vacuum, which I won't say the name until I'm sponsored, but it's died on me, and then it started working and it stopped. And so I'm just like, I like the smell of pine, which I've learned during this bill. So I'm not mad at like having some pine, just kind of, under things. But I do have a daughter, just thank God, during this pandemic, her allergies, she hasn't had any. Like typically during the winter, she'll have like a flare up. She's been good, so thank God for that. So I'm moving this over. This one looks really bad. I took this, which tile is difficult in a bus. This is like a peeling tile, and I just used that because I already know I have a world map, not a world map, but a US map, and that's going to cover this flooring. So really, I'm not like, I'm okay with knowing that it's going to not be some perfect thing, although say that, but then we still, okay, why is this, these gaps? I'm going to close the gaps so there's less like debris, like having a spot to fall. I'm not sure about mold when it comes to, like I really was tempted to this gray stuff. I don't know if it has any type. It's supposed to be for exterior, so like not all of this. Oh, it wasn't good. This one, yeah, I didn't drill them all the way down because it is a self-tapping, so you shouldn't have to pre-drill, but I still find myself pre-drilling. I don't know, I guess going through, wood, in the case of the ceiling, going through steel, metal, flooring, have layers of, this paneling. So this one I'm going to do more than one when I see that it's kind of bulky. And I think I'm going to use like a longer one just to be sure that it's getting through there, connecting with all of these layers of flooring and paneling and all of that. It's going to have something heavy on top as well, kind of clumsy. So the less gaps, the better. And it comes up. It's really good. Sometimes I will take the screw out and then redo it. I didn't get any of that flooring out. It takes away us. This is what it is. What we're doing. I might want to put closer over here. It still has a situation where it's kind of up a little bit. So I can use the shorter ones, not the super short ones. Just a second. I like the super short ones. I'm going to probably use just to have, since my ceiling is not magnet free, it's magnet effect. I can have hooks and things. do it right over this pine, well, the cedar. So Craigslist find. This guy posted on Craigslist his cedar bed, which I took apart. Some random gentleman that was intrigued by my bus build. I think I was at the bus. Yeah. And I was like, if you weren't picking up this cedar, I'd be getting it. So he helped me, and these pieces of cedar. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, there we go. It's at least in the board. So sometimes I'm like, okay, it's in the board. It's not all the way in the the steel. So it's like, do I want it to be all the way in the steel? Maybe. Especially with the flooring. Then it's gonna have something else on top of it. Then it's even when it's not permanent, because I had like in the front. I don't know if I recorded it. I hope I did. It was an awful flooring job, and thank God it wasn't silk to the floor because I was able. So this is like, I got these $1 at the restore. It's just like the ones that I got at the thrift store, more 12 13 for $9 or 9 something. But these I'm gonna put over the gap part. I don't know. I'm gonna stuff under. Seems like I don't have to go all the way down. I'm gonna have to brush this, and then I'm probably gonna put those little black pieces here, the stick and peel. If the carpet is ever up, then that will be there for nice and pretty decor. And just wish there was something to seal these little pieces. Like if there was like a strip for flooring. I don't know. There probably is something. Usually use butyl for everything. Okay, so we're gonna take this off, and I'm gonna listen to some music. So thank you for joining me in my very chaotic, junky build, but I've done most of this myself, and it's not perfect, but the girl and her tools on a Sunday night. As always, remember, make time for self-care because you are worth it. Bye.